Before we get started, just know I'm going to link everything I possibly can down in the description. Now, some of the new stuff might not be available until tomorrow on April 22nd, but I'm going to link it as soon as I possibly can, but everything else will be down in the description. Let's get to the video. Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and we have Civivi's new button lock sheep's foot blade in 14C28N. Now, we also have the new Eric Oaks design. We're going to check that out here in just a second. We're also going to talk a little bit about Civivi's button locks. Now, this is only a first impressions. I'm going to link everything I can down in the description. So, this new sheep's foot blade, I love it. I already love it. The geometry is really good, and I really like how Civivi's doing their 14C28N. It seems that they, have it a little bit higher HRC than some of the other companies, which I appreciate. And I think that Civivi Wee Knives does try to do as good a heat treats as they possibly can, and I always want them to try to do better, which hopefully they do in the future. So, and I say that to every company. Every company should always try to improve their heat treats because that's the most important part to these knives. Now, the action on this beautiful button lock. We have green micarta, and they do come in other materials as well. This is just one version. But the detent is super good. It has a really nice sound to it. Very snappy, comfortable flipper tab. Nice break to it. Yeah, this is really good. And the button has a tiny, tiny bit of stick, but it's not like stick. It's just snugness, which I like because that tells me that the plunge is snug, tight behind the tang of the blade. So when I push it, it's not really stick. It's more just it being nice and tight behind the blade, which I like because that means that there's not going to be any play. There's no play any direction. It is very, very solid. When I push the button, it closes right up. It is on bearings, and it is very, very smooth. Now, a lot of people really like button locks because it keeps their fingers out of the path of the edge. They can open and close their knife without ever touching or getting near the edge. Which can be pretty safe for some people. Now, you do have the fuller on this one as well. So, not only do you have the flipper tab, but you also have a fuller deployment, which works very well. Let's see. Let's try it. Yeah, the thumb flick is not as easy, but it still works because the edge is nice and sharp. Not cut you sharp, but sharp enough to grip you back when you deploy it. Left-handed. Can I do it lefty? Yep, I can easily do it lefty. You can do it with your nail or the skin of your finger. Now the ergos, nice and comfortable. I do feel the clip a little bit, but I'm a little bit forward of this corner, so it's pretty comfortable. And this flipper tab, it offers me a place where I can comfortably put my finger. Like, this is very comfortable. This is primarily how I'd probably use the knife. But this is still very comfortable as well. It's slim, yet thick enough and wide enough to where it's comfortable. I can tell I have enough leverage to where I can comfortably use it without getting too much fatigue. Behind the edge feels pretty thin. The geometry of the blade is nice and thin. We do have a little bit of jimping here to give you a little bit of traction. Now, I do have another version, this exact knife, right here. Now, this one does not have the ting, though, but it has a little snap to it. Both of them feel identical, other than this one I haven't flipped as much as this one. They are still breaking in, but they feel identical, other than this one has a little ting to it. This one has more of a snap. Both of them are rock solid. Both of them are beautiful examples. Perfect centering. Yeah, I'm liking it. Now, really quick before we get to the Eric Oaks design, I want to talk a little bit about Civivi's button locks. Now, I'll be honest, the Conspiritor was a little underwhelming when I first got it, and I was really excited about the Conspiritor right here. So I first tried the COGENT, at least because the first one was the Civivi Elementum button lock, which I love. But the first button lock flipper I tried from Civivi was the COGENT, and the action is so good. The brake is so clean when you deploy this. It's like one of the cleanest brakes I've ever felt in a button lock, especially on a budget knife. It's so good, like insanely good, the detent, or what acts as a detent, which made me so excited for this having the fuller, because this is very easy for me to reverse flick as well, even without the fuller. But it wasn't as smooth. It didn't have as clean of a brake as the COGENT. Still okay. It was still good. You know, I was still happy with it, but it was underwhelming compared to what I had over here. Now, though, over time, it has broken in, and it has gotten significantly better. So now the detent, I'm a lot more happier with it. The reverse flick is great. It feels so much more smoother than it originally was. And the brake is a lot cleaner. This one's still better, but this is good. Now, this one has a cleaner brake, in my opinion, than this one came. So knowing how this one broke in and how this one broke in, even though this one feels like it was just like broken in, fresh out of the box. I don't know what they did different, but something was different. I don't know if they polished the bearing track, or if they polished where the plunge slides. I have no idea, but this one definitely feels really good, and I can tell this is just going to get, over time, better and better and better and better, which I love. Now, really quick, let's check out the last knife, which is the Eric Oakes design. It's a little guy. It's a little recurved tanto with a hollow grind. Blade steel is Nitro V. So, we have green micarta, titanium milled pocket clip. I don't know why they don't do titanium milled pocket clips on these. You know, people are changing. There's clips that'll fit that. But I wonder if this would fit it. Anyways, we have a titanium. It looks like an old titanium Wii clip. That's exactly what it looks like. The detent is super good on this. Very snappy detent. Small flipper tab. Lots of jumping. Great brake. Still breaking in, but it's smooth. It's not fall shutty, but, I can encourage it down. It is a small knife, though. Nice and thin behind the edge with this hollow ground recurved tanto blade. Not a big fan of the choil, but I understand, because in order to get this recurve in there, but you can use it. This little spot. That is one good thing about the Civivi button locks, man. Or sorry, the Civivi budget knives. A lot of times they have this canted flipper tab, which works really good for, your finger purchase, which I like. This one has the same thing. Really nice. It is small, though. It's not a large knife. Now, my one little tiny issue is this lock bar. The access seems like it's okay. I think it is proud on this side, too. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me. I think it's me. It's more me than you. It's not your fault. It's my fault. I don't know. I think it is me, though, to be honest. Because there's access on both sides, and they put jimping on it. But for some reason, I feel like I'm going to slip off of it or something. And it just might be me needing to get used to it. It's fine. Detent is great, though. Wow, this detent is good. Lots of milling on the inside. I like that there's 2 screws on the clip, so you're not going to have any movement. Clip looks like a good clip. Can I reverse flick it? Yes, I can. Even with this solid detent, I can still reverse flick it. Nitro V is a great steel, and they do a good job with it. This is a small knife, so you know, having this little bit of recurve might help you trap things in if you're going to do, you know, some longer cuts. Not going to be great for utility cuts, but you still do have a primary tip that does angle down. Oh, you know what? This is a clip point recurved Tonto. That's what it is. So because it's a clip point, it lets you get to that tip pretty good. You'll be fine using that for your regular utility cuts. Nothing crazy, but as long as it's just opening things up and, you know, cutting things out, you'll be fine. Unique for sure. Very unique. I like that they use T8 hardware all the way around. That's a great thing. It's not really my style of knife. I kind of wish it was a little bit bigger, but it's cool though, you know, and I like that it's unique. I've been liking some of these unique knives lately because, you know, we don't want to keep seeing the same old, and this is something that is definitely unique, and it is done very well. Eric Oaks, I do like his designs. He's got a few designs out there that reacted that I thought were amazing. But anyways, just a quick look at these guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.